Hi.
Hi.
How you doing? Hey, look, Gay's here.
And Andreas.
Yay.
I don't know. Yeah.
And Gay said, I always want to say hey do because that sounds like hey da, hello there in German.
Yeah, ich bin here is also here.
Ha ha! We're starting with the party.
Yeah, Partei.
That's weird.
Partei.
A pair of ties?
No, but you actually like, because we do the Swedish lesson in the beginning. You can actually say Partei in Swedish, but it's
What
just
does it mean?
it's a party. It's just a bad Swedification of the word party. Partei, of course, spelled P-A-R-T-A-J. Partei.
Okay.
Partei.
It's really, really bad, but hearing that just sounds like apartheid. So anyway, let's talk about this book, Promenade. It's a short little book.
Yeah, but we usually spend so much time, so we probably won't read the whole book anyway.
Well, I'm going to start. Husen ligger rad på rad, fönstren lyser, man blir glad. Kom, vi går på promenad.
Lyser.
What did I say? Did I say like lyser?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so
Lyser.
lyser. You can go ahead and write that down. So
Yes.
the houses are standing in rows. The moon, the window is shining.
Yeah, the windows are...
That's weird.
There's there's light in the windows.
Oh, okay. But anyway, we wouldn't say it like that in English.
Yeah.
The windows are shining. It makes me glad. Come, let's go for a walk. And Andreas said, en partaj, en braksskiva.
Yes, brakskiva is another fun word for a big party.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, okay, right. We should also
Okay, I'm going to try to say lyser again. Lyser. Did I do it?
That sounded better, I think.
Lyser. That means I probably say most words with the Y in there wrong.
That's quite likely, yes. Just because it's a difficult vowel. Yes. So lyser.
But Gia, have you checked out Ja, ich bin here's channel so that you can hear his German? Because it sounds good. Nice that you got the notifications in time.
Well, apparently he got it 3 minutes late. Because we've already been streaming for 3 minutes.
Throw the whole YouTube in the garbage.
Yes, and promenade is a walk.
Yeah.
Promenade.
Yeah, let's go for a promenade. So, promenade. Promenade. It's not so fancy of a word in Swedish as it is in English.
No.
Now you read.
Lilla fönstret. Vem bor här? Lyssna, hör du? Någon svär. Ja, nu vet jag vem det är.
Aw, it's so nice. It's so nice to hear you read.
It's so nice.
Wait,
When-
it's my job to translate.
Yes, and it's sort of funny that you said it's so nice about this line, which everyone will get once
Oh,
it gets translated.
Little window, who lives here? Listen, do you hear? Someone's answering.
No.
Oh, no one answers.
No. It's someone is swearing.
Oh.
That's why I thought it was funny that you were like, how nice.
Okay, you should write that word down. That's interesting.
Svär.
Listen, do you hear? Someone is swearing. Yeah, now I know who it is. So you should write lyssna and hör du. Those are good things to learn in Swedish. Lyssna. I hear Morten say that one a lot to the kids. Lyssna.
Lyssna på mamma nu.
Lyssna. Hör du mig is another sentence. Or, it doesn't have to be angry. Hör du mig?
Hör du mig nu?
Martin says that a lot on the phone when he would be on the phone more often in our life. Hör du?
Can you hear me now?
Hör du mig nu? Is that how they would have translated that commercial?
Probably, yes.
Does anyone here even remember those old commercials from back in the day? If you can remember them, that shows some age. Yes. Jenny som befriar djur.
Befriar.
That's what I thought. It felt wrong coming out of my mouth. You can write that down. Jenny som befriar djur köper alla djur i bur. Nu är trängseln mycket svår. Marsin hamstrar, kom vi går.
Marsvin.
Marsvin.
It's so weird because it is actually like the two words that are like that compound word is like marsvin, because svin's swine, like because it's a guinea pig. So it's marsvin, but the R and the S like float together when most Swedes say it. So because marsvin.
So Jenny, who rescues animals, buys all of the animals i bur. I don't understand that part.
Buys every animal that's in a cage.
Oh, she buys every animal in a cage. What is nu är trängseln mycket svår? Now it's really difficult inside.
Yeah, and trängsel is.
It's tight in here.
Yeah, or like it's crowded. No, it is very crowded in. Yeah.
You should write down trängseln.
Yes.
Trängseln. So, if you're in a place and it's not very cozy, it's too cozy. There's too much stuff and too many people. You would say.
Yeah, especially with like people. Well, in her case, it's animals.
Yeah. So could you say det är mycket trängseln här? Or det är väldigt.
Can
you say it like
that? Trängsel, yeah. You can also because you can also say it's related to the word trångt, but then it is more the space. Trängsel is people, trångt is space.
Det var så högt och trångt. Wait, what's the song? Men
bilen var för trång.
Okay, let's sing a Swedish song for you guys.
Okay. Nyss så träffade jag en krokodil som körde runt i en bil. Han var så tjock och fet och blåste i trumpet. Men bilen var för trång och svansen var för lång. Så den fick ligga på ett litet flak där bak.
I definitely messed up some of those words, but
yes. But it's okay. It was good. But yes, that was. I just met a crocodile who was driving around in a car. He was big and fat, and was blowing in a trumpet. I haven't played my trumpet in so long.
I was going to remind the girls to remind you to do that.
But the car was too narrow, was too small, yeah, and his tail was too long, so they had to keep it. So they had to keep it on a trailer behind. Yeah, it says, sorry Andreas, so far I don't hear anything. I don't know if G is making a joke here, but Andreas hörs jag, because that was like the phrase we were talking about. And Gia responded with, sorry Andreas, I don't hear I can't hear you. But I'm not I'm going to assume that you're making a joke. And if you were just misunderstanding things, then we're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt anyway.
Fist bump. Yeah, ich bin here said, I would have assumed Katie had great fluency strictly based on that song performance. Oh, thanks. Oh, what a great group of friends.
Yes. Yeah, when it comes to children's songs and nursery rhymes, you've been to enough toddlers singing events.
Yeah,
That-
and
that
I may have mistakes in them, but if anybody who didn't know the language would think I was just like a professional.
Mhm.
Runda fönstret, vem bor här? Sipprar lite vatten där. Ja, nu vet jag vem det är. Around window, who lives here? Sipprar lite vatten där. I'm gonna guess that means like spills.
Yeah, dripping.
Drips a little water there. Oh, yeah, now I know who lives here.
I don't know if there's anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Sipprar. Oh, you already wrote
Yeah.
sipprar.
I guess rund is round. Like that was
You
pretty
could write
easy, but still like it's good. You never know which of the words are actually easy. So.
Right, nu vet jag. Because
Nu
once you learn something, then you know it. Now I know.
Nu vet jag.
Nu vet jag.
Now I know.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
I'm doing alright.
I feel like we were doing very different pop cultural references there.
My own. It's not pop culture, it's like an old country song.
Well, it's still like it's still not high culture. It's closer to pop culture than like country is closer to pop than to opera.
Yes. Now it's your turn to read.
Yes. Dykar-Berit letar vrak under vardagsrummets tak. Vatten fyller alla vrår. Hjälp, en bläckfisk. Kom, vi går.
So this is Diving Barrett. I don't know if there's an anglicized version of this name. What's letar vrak?
Searching for wreckages.
Oh.
A vrak is a wreck.
Oh, like a shipwreck or any
Yes.
kind of wreck.
Yeah. It's really kind of, but most often shipwrecks.
Okay. Under the living room carpet is stuck.
No, ceiling.
Oh, under the living room ceiling. Water fills alla vrår. What is
Every
vrår?
corner.
Oh. Alla vrår. Every corner. Help! An octopus! Let's go! Come, let's go! I'm gonna write down kom vi går too.
Why not bläckfisk?
Because I don't want to. You don't want to know what an octopus is. Just kidding. Okay.
We actually use bläckfisk for both octopus and squid.
Oh. Okay.
Because it just means inkfish. And since they both...
Okay. So later vrak. I guess that's about as useful as blackfisk, so I'll write that down.
I think you're more likely to refer to an octopus or a squid than you are to a shipwreck. The cat on Morton's shirt is staring right at me, says Yaxman.
Yes.
Yes.
But did you remember this shirt, or were you around for the live stream where somebody realized that it's a pun? Because it's a cat. Can you show it closer? It's a cat in an astronaut suit, so it's a cat-astronaut.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the wrong... I'm wearing two different pairs of house shoes now. Where did my... Oh, it's under you. How did it get there? Anyway.
And how did both of your left shoes end up on your right side?
I don't know. So, bläckfisk. Is that right?
Yeah, bläckfisk.
Bläckfisk.
Blackfish.
So when you see an A with dots, you smile. Bläckfisk. That letter is in our last name, Bjärgvida.
Yes.
So if you smile in the middle of our name, Bjärgvida. Alla vrår. Every corner. Nu vet jag alla vrår. Now I know every corner of the house. Can you say it like that?
Not really,
Oh, never mind.
because you can't veta physical things.
Oh, nu känner jag alla vrår.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But I thought
Så
that
jag
känner
känner
had more
till.
to do with feelings too.
Yeah, jag känner till alla vrår. I
Okay.
guess is
Anyway, kom, vi går. So when you're
Okay.
like, let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's get out of here.
oh yeah.
Kom, vi går. Inte nu, Morten.
Okay.
Nu måste du sitta här och prata svenska med mig.
Okay.
It's really hard to get good help these days.
Ska vi ha mer svenska eller?
Do you want to do like one more page?
Well, it would have to be 2 pages then because
Okay.
they're
Let us know if you want to do 2 more little pages or if you want to skip ahead to the other
to
stuff.
hang out, talk about stuff. Your back is fun and games today, Andreas.
I don't get it. My back is fun?
I wonder if
Is can you explain? Does it mean like your back is actually hurting you or? Gia said, "Vilken vacker bok." Aw, she said, "What a nice book. I wanted to write vilket vackert bok, which sounds better to me, but according to my very limited grammar knowledge, vacker bok might be correct."
and it is.
Haha! Wow, you're doing really good with this grammar thing.
Yes, it is
I'm impressed.
in book. Okay, they want some more Swedish.
More
Good.
Swedish.
Stora fönstret. Vem bor här? Vad är det för mackapär? Ja, nu vet jag vem det är.
Big window. Who lives
Where did
here?
that pen go? Oh, there.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Andres has back pain. Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry about that. So big window. Who lives here? What is that? What is mackapär?
It's a thingamajig.
Oh, that's a Swedish word for thingamajig.
Yes.
Okay, you definitely need to write that word down.
Yes.
What are the words that make it up?
Nothing.
Oh,
There's-
because like the word thingamajig has the word thing in it, like so
Yeah.
that's all nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where it comes from. And then there's a bunch. We have other words that can mean that too.
Do you use mackapär in the Swedish translation of "I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got thingamabobs to swear"?
I don't know how they
Or
translate
you want
this.
thingamabobs? I got 20. They must use the word mackapär in that.
I haven't watched Little Mermaid since I was a kid, and that song was never in my personal rotation of Disney songs.
Morton, that reminds me of that game I used to play in German. I don't know, my French never really got good enough for it, but I started it in German where I would try to translate songs with the limited German that I had. Remember?
Yeah.
So like, vill du ha en mackapär? Varsågod. Jag bryr mig inte. Wait. Jag vill ha mer. Jag vill bli vad det finns människor. Jag vill se hur de dansar. I think I'm nailing it. I think they're gonna hire me to translate Disney songs.
Yes.
Did you find it yet? Vad betyder how do you say fire?
Oh no, they use.
How do you say fire?
Okay, they use another version of this, which is manik.
Manik?
Yeah, we have plenty of words for thingamajigs,
For
gizmos,
junk?
and things. Yes, manik. We also have most of them start with M's for some reason. So we have mackapär, we have manik, We also have one of my personal favorites is mojäng. So there were Macapär, Manik, mojäng.
It's so weird. I can't figure out where it starts. I can't figure out the tune. Jag har saker som får dig att undra om jag någonsin kan drömma om fler. Vill du ha en manik? Jag har 100. Men vad då? Jag vill ha något mer. Jag vill vara med mitt bland människor. Och jag vill se dem dansa. Vandra omkring på 2. Vad de nu heter? Jo, ben. I love it. It's so cool. So anyway. This is a beautiful piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
Is it my turn to read?
Sure.
Elmer som fått närkontakt med en okänd högre makt. Rymden taller, han förstår och är lycklig. Kom, vi går. André säger, den går hit, den går dit, den går runt en liten bit.
Och den startar på ett kick. Det är en makalös manik.
Okay, go ahead, take it away, Martin.
But I can't remember all the lyrics to that one.
That sounds more like Be Our Guest than Under the Sea.
Oh, this is a completely different song. This one doesn't have anything to do with this.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with Disney?
Nothing to do with Disney, but it's a great song.
Okay. We'll come back to this.
Strömmen kommer in genom hålet där och går sen vidare i verket fram till motorn här som får driva den här pistongen som sen nu blåser på propellen så propellen går igång. Den går hit, den går dit, den går runt en liten bit och den startar på ett kick. Det är en makalös manik.
I feel like you've shared that with me before.
Yeah, there actually is an English language version of this that there was a YouTube clip of the real group performing it in English. So that's
where I heard that from.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cockney rhyming
I
games.
ändan utav masten är det en pedal som trampar runt en gammal cykel utav märket National och då så får man ström från cykelgeneratorn där det blir en 10-12 ampere så där ungefär. Går hit, den går dit, den går runt en liten bit och den startar på ett kick. Det är en makalös manik.
I feel like you're probably going to have this as like earworm for the next week or so.
Yeah.
That happens with
Now
you.
I want to learn the whole song.
I'm sure you do. So, André said the song was made by ABBA's sound engineer. So, one of the people I've had a conversation with, I haven't edited it yet, so it's probably not going to happen till like July, or August maybe. But I actually had a conversation with the guy who signed ABBA, like before they won Eurovision. It was so cool. I've talked to so many neat people. I hope you guys are enjoying these conversations. I know it's different from what I was doing, but it's really cool to be able to connect with all these up and coming people and also talk to these legends. So anyway, beak to the beak. So Elmer, who's made contact with aliens.
Yes, close contact.
Close encounters, yes. Närkontakt, is närkontakt in that context only having to do with having contact with aliens?
I suppose, but it's like, I suppose you could have been close contact with other things. I'm not sure what else you would be in close contact with.
Okay, so Elmer, who's made close contact with an unknown higher power. What is rymden talar?
The space speaks.
Space speaks. He understands and is happy. Come, Let's go.
Yes.
The artist of this must have had so much fun.
Yes.
There's like a hand coming out of the TV. There's an eyeball on the screen and stuff's like growing around the cords.
Yes. A högre makt, a higher power.
Högre makt. So I apparently will choreograph a dance to do while you sing that. I'm not a choreographer, but I mean, I guess I could give it a shot. It's not imposterous. So, I started a new bullet journal recently. I finished my other one, and I did it in 5 months, because June is the 6th month. I finished it in 5 months. It's been a long time since I finished a bullet journal.
June.
It's June. I have a birthday this month. We're celebrating 11.
It's my mother's birthday today.
Did you tell her happy birthday?
I did remember, as I was putting the girls to bed, I remembered, and we sent her a message, and then she called them, so we talked briefly.
We're celebrating 11 years married in a few weeks.
Wow.
Weird.
Indeed.
11 years. So, I guess we shall transition. That seemed very interesting that it's the thing we left off on was högre makt.
Oh, yes.
Higher power. And then we're going to talk about the theology differences of how we were raised. Did you do that on purpose?
I mean, only, like, it was on purpose that I made sure that was the last thing I wrote down on the board. Yes.
Ah, well done, well done. So we were talking about really interesting stuff. Was it yesterday?
Today, even.
Today.
Yeah.
The time just meshes together.
What is time?
Time is but a construct. Oh, but first, Andreas...
Banankontakt av tredje graden. Yes, that's a different song.
Banankontakt av tredje graden.
Banankontakt är min takt, banankontakt är din takt, min kontakt är din kontakt, min takt, samba takt är tre takt, och vår kontakt är er takt. No, wait, shoot, I can't remember.
Andreas, if you like this song, give this video a like.
Av tredje graden. It's Electric Banana Band.
I figured. You didn't let me have the chance to guess
Sorry.
that. And Electric Banana Band is where the twins came from. Don't tell me Rongadol.
Yes, they got their start there. I got to see Electric Banana Band live in concert.
You were in the same room as Rongadol?
Well, it was an outdoor concert.
You were in the same outdoors as Rongadol?
Yes.
Ah!
I mean, you know, like, the rest of the band are arguably a bigger deal than they are, or at least were at that point. I mean, no, Lasse Åberg, it will always be a bigger deal than pretty much anyone else.
Gea said, I thought today that I didn't know anyone whose birthday it is today. And now I know at least that it's your mother's, though I don't really know her. She's a lovely lady. I've met so many people over the course of my life that I'm every day I get birthday messages, notifications. Every single day of the year, so I don't care about anyone's birthday anymore. I'm bad.
You asked me here once for reminders for which days we are celebrating.
Anniversary is the 19th of June, and my 35th birthday is the 28th of June.
Yes. And...
I didn't turn 35.
Yes, we were married on the same day as Princess Victoria of Sweden.
And I'm still miffed that she didn't come to our wedding.
I'm pretty sure they picked the date before we did.
Probably. You think you know someone, you think they care about you, and they don't even come to your wedding.
Again. We were the ones who decided to have our wedding on the day. Because presumably a royal wedding is planned.
Probably planned like 9 years in advance. So... yeah.
Yes.
Maybe people don't want to talk about stuff. Maybe I'll have to change the channel trailer. Not channel trailer. Maybe I'll have to change the title and the thumbnail.
No. Sorry. Let's get into the point that you wanted to talk about.
All right.
we want to
Where were we?
Oh yeah, we were talking just about like how
Church.
youth group experiences
Youth group,
mainly.
yeah. Like, and I was listening to a podcast about this. It was a 2-hour one, so I was listening to it over a space of time. That it was like, it brought back so many memories about how there's this big emotional high in this, it's just, you've been exhausted, you've been listening to stuff constantly, there's been very specific music to get this reaction, and then they tell you, you have to keep this high going, you have to maintain it, you have to change the world, be a revolutionary. And it's not possible to maintain that. And I would always feel so guilty that I would have these mountaintop experiences, feel so cool, and then not be any different.
Yeah.
Ever after, until the next big high. And there's a lot to do with the kind of the brand of Christianity that I grew up with. It's about the feelings. It's about, I feel like if I didn't cry at the altar, then I didn't have a real experience.
Yeah.
Which, in your experience.
Yeah, my experience was like, we also had camps that were really cool and like big highs and things like that. But I never, at least the way I remember it, like all of this is, filtered through, it's a decade and a half of nostalgia since then. But I always felt like, we were told that yes, take this with you, but have that as something to remember, because life isn't always going to be like it is at the camp, and it's going to be hard out there, and it's not going to feel this great all the time. But remember that it has felt this good, and it will again. And also the whole thing about like being world changers and things like that was like, Andreas was at some of the same church camps I was. I'm pretty sure. Sometimes.
You guys have known each other for a long time.
We have. We certainly have. Andreas' dad was one of the pastors, leaders at my confirmation. So we've certainly been in the same circles. But like, and also the whole thing that like, we were told to, we were told that, we are supposed to, reach out and, do what we can, tell people about Jesus and things like that. But it was never like, you're going to go change the world. At least I never felt that way. It was, like much more of a, like, God can use you, but it's still God who's doing stuff. Like that was. Oh
yeah, that was another thing we talked about. That the difference between you need to go and save people.
And we were told like, you can't you can't bring you can't drag people into heaven. Like you can do what you can to show the way, but it's like, but it's their decision, and it's God who saves them. Like, you can't save anyone. That was like, we were like, and it's just like when Katie talked about like being told that that it's your job to save people. I was like, no.
You got really angry there.
Yeah.
You're like,
I was like,
bad theology.
Yes, that is so wrong.
I don't see you express such big emotions very often.
Yeah, but just.
But when kids are impressionable, and kids
putting such unrealistic expectations on teenagers, and like putting a burden on them that is not theirs to carry, that's just that makes me upset.
Yeah, it's like the stuff that I've been like deconstructing of the fear-based theology, that it's like, it's your fault that people are going to suffer for eternity if you're not the one to tell them. I have a problem with that.
Yes.
I have big problems with that. It seemed so logical when it was all that I knew. But I know this is getting into some complicated I'm not trying to say that what anyone else believes is right or wrong. I'm not saying what we believe is right or wrong. It's just putting it out there.
Yes.
Just working it through. I'm in a state of flux right now.
Yeah, Andreas said, I feel that the theological context we grew up in on Gotland was very humble. Yeah, I feel that too, that he was... Oh yeah, his wife has experience with purity culture.
Oh gosh, purity culture.
That can mess people up.
I wonder how much purity culture influenced my severe discomfort with my body. And just like I would like wear, when I was wearing a swimsuit going to the pool, I remember just like walking like this, of being told that, you know, you're going to cause men to stumble and it's your fault. What men are thinking is your fault. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been here said, right, Paul sowed, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
like yeah. You know, it's like it's cool that you can get to be a part of that work, but it's not your work.
And that reminds me of the other thing in the Bible when he was like, you guys are arguing about who baptized who. I'm really glad that I only baptized these people.
Yeah.
Why are you saying I'm with Paul, I'm with him?
Yeah, that was something that really, like, there was a really strong interdenominational like youth work there. I mean, now it's of course several of the denominations that were working together in the youth, with the youth here in Gotland, are now like have become joined together as one on the national level in Sweden. But it was even more. It was especially like, I remember I was leading a youth Bible study group for a while together with someone else, and we had a meeting with the leaders, and that was, you know, interdenominational. There were people from 4 or 5 different types of churches that were all part of the same youth ministry, and we're doing this together. And at a meeting for the leaders, one of the teachers, one of the people there, like, read that passage but paraphrased it with like, did Martin Luther die for you? Did General Booth forgive your sins? like and talking about like how like the importance of being united in Christ, and that was something that was drilled into me, you know, as a teenager, and then like in Covenant Players even more so. So it was.
Yeah. I feel so bad though. Like, it was really easy. Like when we would get in Covenant Players, we would get the boobs and butt talk, you know. Don't have any cleavage. Don't do it. Don't wear shorts too short. Whatever. Don't cause men to stumble. But I was a skinny mini up until we got married. So I was like, no problem for me. But then when my body exploded, it wasn't quite so easy to, like, cleavage was just gonna be there. I wasn't gonna wear turtlenecks in the summer.
I love that Andreas could tell which leader it was I was talking about who had given that speech, because he was always very, like, he was very passionate about the unity thing, so he spoke a lot about that.
Yes, said, in Low German we say, ich red me well, which means literally, I'll save myself. Figuratively, it means I'll get along. So someone got the answer. You can't save yourself. Only Jesus can save you.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. You know, I didn't hear much Low German when we were there. I mostly only heard Hochdeutsch.
Yeah. Well, because we were mostly in the south.
Well, in the south they didn't speak Hochdeutsch. They spoke Plattdeutsch.
Well, yeah. But the Low German is in the north.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
I'm feeling really confused. You'll have to sort us out, Gaia, for messing things up. So that's cool. He's working in the Salvation Army. Yeah. I don't know. I know that a lot of my videos about theology have been, what's the word? What's the word for when people can disagree about them?
Controversial.
Controversial. So I wonder how many people have left because of them or whatever. So I'm really thankful that even if you disagree with stuff that I said, that you're still here. Like, know that we can disagree about things but still care about each other and still have fun together.
And I mean,
I've changed so much over the past so much time. Year, I don't know.
that's an interesting point. Andreas just said the people behind purity culture seem to be crossing Freudianism with Christianity.
Oh.
Huh.
I'd like to hear more. What are your first impressions about that?
I mean,
Because
okay.
all I know about Freudian is that like everyone wants to sleep with their parents.
Basically, Freud's big thing was like basically that like everything is motivated by sex.
Sex.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense because they really equate so many things that really don't need to be, like making children feel bad about their bodies. Like, that just seems to be a really great way of taking away their innocence. That even before their bodies are developed, to say, oh, you need to put a bigger shirt on over that. In the south, they speak Bavarian and other dialects. Low German is more in the northwestern part and a bit more towards the middle, like in Cologne. Köln! Did I say it? Did I say Köln? Did I say it? Tell me if I said it. Okay, I got distracted.
Right, and the northwest was like the part we went to the least in Germany. I think Andreas is referring to Freud when he says he was a pervert.
Yeah,
yes.
I would probably agree with that.
I mean,
So if everything is about it, then you're just like seeing it everywhere and putting it where it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
And putting all this pressure. Like, you know, who was another jerk? Kellogg. Boy, howdy.
Yeah, he was weird.
Ah.
Köln. Yes.
I said it correctly. Ooh, I can say another difficult German word. Eichhörnchen. Remember when we used to do that for kids in schools? And they'd be like, can you say something in German? And you would say, Eichhörnchen. And they would say, oh. That means squirrel. Write that down. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. There isn't one Low German. There are 1,000. Yeah, because it's like the
dialects and stuff develop over small territories. And,
So they're it is like a mother dialect that has all of these little accent variations with it.
I feel like the way that she spelled that one though was like Dutch.
I mean, it is closer to like the Dutch came out of like because it is close to the Dutch border, so
there's overlap.
Yeah, Köln isn't Köln where the Weiss Guys? Is that what the name of that band was? I'm pretty sure they were from Köln.
Right. Yeah.
Herr,
bitte gib mir meine Sprache zurück.
I was just thinking of Claudia.
Ja, du bist mir zu schön, wahr zu sein.
Aber ich weiß genau, für so eine Frau wäre ich der richtige Mann.
Für meine Claudia.
Ich sehe nicht gut aus und ich habe auch kein Geld.
How do you remember this stuff?
Because it's funny.
Oh, right. In München steht das Hofbrauhaus. Oh, wait, I think I was speaking Swedish with a German accent there.
In München steht das Hofbrauhaus.
For a second there, my brain told me that was German.
That is German.
Oh, it is German. Okay. I'm really confused. Hey, Gia loves the Wise Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are great.
Let's see how much you remember of Oh, Herr, bitte gib mir meine Sprache zurück.
Ich sehne mich nach Frieden und ein kleines bisschen Glück.
Lass uns noch ein Wort verstehen in dieser Schwerzeit. Öffne unser Herzen, mach die Hirne weit. Ich bin zum Bauern gegangen, ich war ein little bit spät.
Auf meinen neues Watch war schon kurz vor After 8. Ich suchte die Toilette, aber fand nur einmal clean.
Wow, I'm so impressed. Oh. That's a song sung during the Oktoberfest. Yeah. Makes me miss German.
Yeah.
That language was such a huge part of my life. I was speaking it every day. I was having conversations, like real, genuine conversations.
Yeah.
In this language, and now I don't use it ever. They said they don't exist anymore. They split or separated. Now it's Alte Bekannte and Eddie. Hey, Sarah. Nice that you're here. We're kind of all over the place.
Yes.
Talking about theology, German stuff.
And I think I should probably go. I want to do... Katie's neither knitting nor crocheting.
I am neithering.
She is sewing.
Yes. I make pencil bags.
Yes.
Check out these derpy little pencil bags that I did most recently. But this is a cute little bit here. Look at this adorable little fabric I used in the end here. Can you see it?
But yeah, I was just saying, I want to look over some more stuff. I have big, important presentation tomorrow.
Well, if you guys want to keep hanging out, I can. Let me know.
Yes, but I will bid you farewell.
You'll bid us farewell?
Farewell. I will bid Jerry farewell.
No, thanks. Not on my channel.
Good night.
Yeah.
But
this is not a pencil bag.
Yeah,
this
that bag is a bit too small.
This is a teensy little bag that's, I don't even know. Maybe dice bag?
Yeah, I was actually going to say, because I found my old set of dice, so now I would like to put all my dice in one bag, and then neither of the dice bags I have is big enough, so actually that one might be good for me.
We can work something out. We can work out a payment plan.
Sure thing. Good night.
Good night. Sarah asks, what stitch do you use? I don't know. I taught myself how to sew. There was much blood in the beginning. Actually, there's still a lot of blood now and then. How many scratches have I done? Well, that one's not as bright as it was. I do back and forth, and then for an extra layer of security, I go around everything. Like so. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to show you. That's boring. Okay. But yeah. I'm just waiting to see if anyone wants to hang out with just little old me. And you cannot tell me how you do. How do you do? How has your day been? Did you see that I updated my channel banner? I think that's what it's called. The thing that you see when you go to someone's channel and you see above their name and their subscriber count, there's the art there. I was futzing with that thing for a long time. It took a long time to get everything lined up. I'm sure it's still not perfect, but I'm gonna not mess with it. It's good enough. It's good enough. Okay, well, since you say it isn't boring, then instead of going the normal back and forth, I just go like around. So, I don't know how well you can see, but this is what it looks like. if it has a name, cool. I don't know. Yeah, Andrea said Kevin Max came out as evangelical the other week. Yeah. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the evangelical name and feelings? That's okay, Gaia said she didn't realize it, but you can take a look at your convenience. I'm pretty happy with it because it wasn't very descriptive about who I actually am and what my channel's about, because it was just nostrils of death and the words Epic and Kate. So hopefully this will be good for my channel and people will stick around and maybe subscribe, and I'll hit 1,000 subscribers before 100 years have passed. Is it called a backstitch? Cool. I don't know if I already told you, but Gia, I don't know if I feel like I might have said that my friend Nanny seamstress is really good at the sewing, but I feel like you said that you did go to her. My brain. So Sarah said, what's an evangelical? And Andrea said, I can understand it as a deconstruction of the right-wing American Christianity. Yes, that is what that means. And that is where I is as well. I shouldn't be talking bad, silly English. That's rude. Sorry for speaking bad English. Being silly can mean speaking incorrectly to non-native speakers sometimes. Although non-native speakers are often much better at English than native speakers are, because they spend a lot more time actively studying it. Yeah. I'd love to hear your thoughts, any other thoughts about what you see here, like what Ich bin hier thinks about the deconstruction of right-wing American Christianity. Of course, if you would rather not talk about it, that's fine too. You're welcome, Gia, for showing you the what I was doing. Oh, I didn't show you my other derpy little bag. Too small to be a pencil bag. I'm just kind of I'm using up all of my little zippers, so I'm putting. So this one is like this. Yes. Sarah says, American faith religion is very self-centered for the most part. Yeah, I would agree with that. This escapism, the conflating of capitalism, of take care of yourself. There's so much of it that's just really contrary to Jesus. It's like, it's complicated, but it really needs, people need to be willing to think, to question. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very concise definition of it. An evangelical is someone who used to identify as evangelical but no longer does. Yerp. I've been listening to a really, really great theologian person. He's a Franciscan monk named Richard Rohr. I really love him. It's really great to be reminded that faith is so much older. Like, these evangelical notions are not that old. They're like a couple hundred years old, if that. And people were living thousands of years, loving Jesus, not influenced by fear-based theology, escapism theology, that were living a much happier and simpler and more, I don't know, a better faith. Gail liked my cute little derp bag. The funny thing about this bag is I feel like it's kind of coffin shaped. But I'm kind of happy with it. I've done so many bags lately because I've started sewing while I edit my conversation videos, because I don't want to edit too much. I don't want to like make it feel like I have to edit out every I want it to feel authentic, so I'll just like sew while I'm listening to the conversations, and then just put it down and pause it and do the little minimal editing. Ooh, Sarah's been watching a friar on YouTube called Father Casey. I'm gonna write that down because I'd really like to get more perspectives. It's like, that's why I really especially love to have conversations about deconstructing and stuff with other people, because my perspective has been limited for so long. Well, not completely limited, but let's see. Friar. I lost my place. Father Casey. Okay. Casey. Oh my goodness. There's some seriously creepy stuff going on in Bethel. I don't even want to listen to their stuff anymore. Just, there's a lot of culty stuff. You hear people's stories. Like, no, I'm good. No thanks. Yak Bin here said, I think it's hard when people assume their group has interpreted 100% of everything correctly, because then if one thing is proven not flawless, some people either reject it all or double down. Yeah, we need to have more humility in thinking like, hey, we don't have 100%. The more you double down on it and demand total authority over something, it's just not cool. And that's something that is a very big part of a lot of evangelicalism, is total submission, never doubting, never questioning. And they wonder why people leave. Extreme reactions either way aren't the best. Yeah. You gotta be open to learning. Not put God in a box. I gotta get back to Father Casey. He has 2 channels. One called Breaking in the Habit and one called Upon Friar Review. Those are some really good. Those are some good titles. I'm just going to write down Breaking in the Habit because that's the one that sounds the most interesting to me. And Andreas listens to Pray As You Go, which is a podcast run by the Jesuits in the UK. Ooh. Pray As You Go. That sounds cool. Thanks for these recommendations. Pray As You Go podcast. To not believe that we are sinners is problematic theological. What was the context for this? But yes, I lost my train of thought. Anyway. I really appreciate that I feel free when I'm in a vulnerable time and feeling and place, and what I'm talking about is just bringing emotions up to the surface. And I know that you're not going to hate me for it, or judge me for doubts, or judge me for what I'm going through. And that's a really neat thing. That's a really special thing. I was kind of bummed that my conversation with Shane Claiborne didn't get more views. It's like, oh, I wish he could have shared it. He's got 100,000 followers on Twitter. One little tweet, two little clicks of sharing, and a few more people could have seen it. That's just me being a big fat whiner. I haven't used the word big fat whiner in a while, the phrase. Sarah says, we have very different theological backgrounds, myself and Andreas. Oh, that's good though. To be able to come from different perspectives, and to keep listening and keep having conversations about the things even when they're really, really different. Andreas said, I när himmelriket tränger fram skriver han att varje kristen genom korset får en ny natur där synden är uppdragen med rötterna. Kristna ska därför förstås som rättfärdiga, inte syndare. Yeah, that was really, really cool that you shared the post, Andreas. Thank you for that. I'm going to try to translate what you said in Swedish. In the heavenly kingdom, something, he writes that every Christian upon the cross gets a new nature where sin is maybe taken away. Christians should therefore understand Bill Johnson. I'm kind of not really interested in so many current people. It's like, I'm pretty sure that he was in some scandal. Pretty sure he took advantage of some girl. Like, nope, I don't care. I think I'd rather listen to monks who lived 500 years ago. Oh yeah. Nope, don't like him. Don't like Bill Johnson. He voted for Trump. Dragged up with its roots. Thanks for the huggle, Sarah. So anyway, Joachim here said, are there cool trains in Sweden? I don't know. I don't know anything about trains. Next question. Oh, somebody named Ulfen is here. I don't know if you've been here for a while. But hello. Nice to see you here. Yeah, Bill Johnson is a very generic name. Next. We need a cool name like Morten Bjergvide. Boom. Give all your money to that guy. Doesn't my husband have the least generic name in the history of naming? Andrea said, I am not a fan of people that feel there is a need to write additions to the books of the Bible. Yeah. It's so true. And say, especially commentary kind of versions where they say, this is what this part means. Because it's supposed to be something that we wrestle with. It's supposed to be something that has different meanings. And there's social, there's historical, there's whether things are historical or poetical. There's so many things to take into context. But the 100% literal translation of the Bible, like, that's a fairly new addition to theology. That wasn't in theology a couple hundred years ago. I've watched some really interesting videos about that. Not from, like, anti-Christian people, but from, people who've studied these things from an educational, historical standpoint. And today said, I believe that every Christian can read and interpret the Bible themselves. Yeah. Yeah. I actually have started doing a podcast with a person that I barely met on Twitter. And we did an episode about funny things in the Bible. We recorded it yesterday. I haven't promoted it yet because I was feeling kind of unsettled and inside, just trying to be as honest as possible about how I felt and what I was going through when it was appropriate. And I was like, I don't want to share this side with everybody. But that wasn't a fun episode, so when that's up, I should try to figure out how to share that. Yeah, Andrea said I have to read the Amplified Bible. That's a good version for getting different perspectives. Eichmann said, one thing that is tricky is to make sure theology is sound based in the Bible regardless of who tells it or how they tell it, because even Jesus was ignored by people in his hometown who got offended. Andrea said, you should really interview Rebecca Sandfridsson. Okay, I will write this name down and look her up. What's special about Rebecca Sandfridsson? It's just really tricky about this whole what's based on the Bible is right, because a lot of the people who've done their interpretations of it have done it wrong. And so you have to go further back than these wrong interpretations that have hurt people. Yes, Rebecca Sandfridsson's name is less generic than Bill Johnson. Ooh, an exegetical research. I like it. I was in contact with somebody who was involved in the project of the movie 1946. I gotta reinstigate contact, because I would really love to have somebody involved in this project on my show. The 1946 movie. Oh, I really want to see it. The documentary about how the word homosexual was not in the Bible until 1946. It was literally a mistranslation. This guy wrote a letter explaining how this was going to hurt a lot of people. The translating crew realized, oh yeah, it is a mistake, but they couldn't change it. because of like publishing rules. They would have to wait 10 years to do any changes, and those changes never got made. A bunch of other translations adopted it, and boom. So, yeah. It's like when people say, you have to make sure that something is biblical. Like, it's more like you have to use Jesus as the measuring stick than the Bible as the measuring stick, because you can use the Bible to condone literally anything, like genocide, stealing women and forcing them to be wives, like Jesus has to be the measuring stick. Love has to be the measuring stick. That's something I don't claim to have answers, but that's something that I can feel confident enough to say. So, she's a second generation exeget. And her dad was a professor in the New Testament. Very cool. Ooh, I want to talk to her. I would love to. It's so good to learn. It feels great. Sarah asks, how do you feel about the old Bible movies compared to newer ones? I don't know. Yes. I haven't watched a lot of old Bible movies. Do you mean like movies that are like tellings of the story of Jesus, or like Jesus' life? Or I really, really, really don't like Kirk Cameron. I really don't like his version of Christianity. Oh gosh. It's so shallow. It's so capitalistic. It's so icky. So his brand of Christian movies I would consider heretical. Yakpin here says, no, you can't use the Bible to justify that stuff. That's why Jesus said man lives on every word of God, because context is so important. Yes. Context. You need to fight for the context. But you say like it's so clear, no, you can't use the Bible to justify that stuff, but people do use the Bible to justify stuff. They use it to justify abusing women, abusing. So many women have been stuck in abusive marriages. Just so many women have not been allowed to use their gifts. So many things have been shoved under the rug. So your people aren't supposed to, but they do. They do use the Bible. They twist it to hurt people. And it's like, we got to stand up for this, stand up against this and say, no, it stops. This has to stop. I have not seen the story. I really believe that there's a lot of Christians in America who were taught a completely messed up gospel of white Jesus. And it's like once you start learning about this stuff, it's just like, whoa, how far back does this go? I have a really great conversation coming up next week. Let me see. On the 7th, next Monday, with an Instagram account called The Decolonized Christian. I'm gonna, I closed the tab. There's the tab. The Decolonized Christian. For anybody who's on Instagram, wants to check him out. It was really cool. This guy is taught a lot. He's using his platform to give people a voice and to stand up for what's wrong and what's been done in the name of God that's just been inexcusable. Yes, and Satan used the Bible to justify Jesus jumping off the temple. It's not real justification if it's twisted. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not real, but it's happening, and that's what pisses me off. Like, people need to get free. Like, whether something's real or not, whether something's justified or not, it's freaking happening. So we got to tell the truth, put the truth out there so people can get out of their abusive situations and get hope and get freedom. I feel so strong. Andrea said, I had a period when I stopped reading modern Christian literature. That's where I'm at. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read their literature that's very possibly based on white Jesus. It's like, oh, I'm good. I don't need it. Give me something old. Oh, goodness. This person that she mentioned. Oh, okay. So Sarah had a friend who was in an abusive relationship and didn't manage to get out for a long time. But she did get out. Oh, man. Her husband and her used to be anti-vax, but she researched and managed to get him to change his mind. Oh, thank you, God. Ah, thank you, God, for vaccinations. But she was brought up in purity culture, so she's been through a lot. Yeah, it affects some people even stronger than others. That's somebody else I want to talk to. I'd really love to talk to the guy who wrote, Josh Harris, the guy who wrote I Kissed Dating Goodbye. He had a change of heart when he realized how poisonous that book was and how much damage it did. Ooh, oh good, he's ex-husband. If that's what needed to happen to get away, not all marriages have to be saved. I'm full of controversy today. But I've heard so many stories of people who were stuck in literal abusive situations because they were told, if you get a divorce, you're irredeemable and God can't use you. And like, that is a load of bull. Bull pucky. Did you watch the conversation? Sarah, did you watch the conversation I did with the lady who got out of her abusive marriage? That was really cool. I'll find it and share it down in the chat. Videos. Where is it? There's a butterfly on the cover. Oh, there it is. Freedom through God-ordained divorce. Oh, wow, it's got 202 views. Cool. Not that many of my videos get that many views. Here's the link if you want to add it to your watch later. It's a good one. What a sweet, a wonderful lady. It was kind of funny that the reason I started talking to her was because I thought she was someone else. Because she didn't have her real name on her Facebook profile, so I thought she was someone else. And I was like, hey, if you want to tell your story, like, I could help you start a YouTube channel because I really want to help people who have a story to tell. To have a chance to do that. And turns out we didn't know each other, but we already started talking, and she was like, I really want to make sure this is what God wants me to do first because this is really scary. And I was like, cool, take your time. And then she was like, some weeks or months later, she was like, it's time. God told me it's time to tell this story. And we did the video, and oh man, talk about somebody who's gone through a lot. She's a wonderful woman. And she still kept her faith. She's gone through so much spiritual abuse, physical abuse, like any kind of abuse a person can have gone through. She's gone through it. But she still kept her faith. And I think that is so amazing. So beautiful. It just has had to adjust. Because of course, when you've been abused spiritually, you could very well end up with a really bad view of God. That's really cool. Andreas says that he's helped several friends out of toxic friendships. That's an amazing thing to be able to do. Give people hope. Give community. Oh my goodness! We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. I've sewed, I don't remember how much I did before, but I've got all this side, this side of the zipper. I just need to do this side of the zipper and all the little loose bits, so it's really nice and tight. Yes. Yeah, totally agree. Nice when you said the people who keep their faith in God through all sorts of human failures are commendable. And I just feel God is so much bigger and more merciful and kinder and more loving than evangelicalism will often give him credit for. And that when a person, I believe that God can reach through to a person that when they have only ever heard of God as just as a reason why they're being beaten or terrible things, and they don't want to have anything to do with him because of that, that God will reach out to them. You know, oh yeah, are you still there? Okya! Hello! Thanks for popping over before going to sleep. We're talking about some heavy stuff. Yeah, because really, at the end of the day, that's the phrase so many people find so irritating. But really, that's what I'm about, is compassion for people. And I know God's still real, that God's not better than me, and that if I'm able to have compassion for someone, then God would. Now, I mean, to finish that train of thought there. How are you doing, Okya? So if you didn't see my latest vlog, I got a new phone, and because I dropped my other one in the toilet, and it was sad. But you should check out the new vlog because it's fun. I'm not going to upload vlogs very often. So when I do, they're going to be worth it. And there's actually going to be another one this Saturday because I'm doing a kind of collab with Nanny from Seamstressed. Oh. Yeah, I've been here. I messed up. I said, did you say that God isn't better than you? I'm not better than God. So, therefore, I'm not more compassionate and able to forgive and able to give compassion than God is. But I think you know what I meant. My throat got very dry. But yes, we've been going for about almost a whole hour and a half. That's so fun. It's really great to hang out with you guys. But I guess you should probably call it a night. Does anyone want to say anything else? Add anything else? Oh wow, that's interesting. Andreas has a friend that was part of a Catholic divorce and the Pope canceled the marriage. Huh. Dang. That sounds like a story in itself. That the Pope got involved. Ja, ich bin here said, I just don't want a hit piece to be made about you. I don't get it. A hit piece? Explain. Sarah says, have you ever seen the film Chocolat? I love that movie. It's so cool. Tell me what your thoughts are about it in the context of all this stuff. Oh man, I want to rewatch that movie. Has anybody else here seen that movie? I watched that so many years ago, but it actually left an impression on me because I have a really bad memory, which makes it really great that I can watch stuff again and again because I don't remember what happened. In the context of the Catholic wedding being cancelled by the Pope himself, it's under extreme circumstances it can be cancelled. I would imagine so. I wonder what it would be like to meet a Pope. Gonna get him on my channel next. I don't think the lady booking things for me actually has those kind of connections. Good night. Sleep ye very well I ye klapprig bedgestell. Oh, and ja, ich bin hier shared the meaning. A published article or post aiming to sway public opinion by presenting false or biased information in a way that appears objective and truthful. Yes, I wouldn't want anyone to think to misunderstand me because I didn't speak clearly enough. Sarah's talking about Chocolat. I was just thinking about the relationship between Josephine and Juliette Binoche's character. Oh boy, I don't remember the names of people's characters. Which one was... Juliette Binoche was the main character, but what was the deal with Josephine? Was she the lady who was sick but didn't care? Andre said, I met Benedictus. Ooh, what was that like? Andreas said, I've only met one of the cardinals. Oh. And I've met one of the cardinals, a Swedish Catholic bishop. Huh, interesting. I'd love to hear more about that experience sometime. Yeah, Juliette Binoche, or Binoche. I don't know. That lady is freaking gorgeous. She just glows. Oh, Sarah said no, so I must have got the character wrong. She was the one who waltzes to her own tune. Yeah. Okay. Well, it is getting the lateness. But I wanted to actually just put a few more stitches in this, just so, even though I still want to go over it one more time. Oh, the abused wife of the pub owner. Right. Boy, it has been a long time since I saw this. That movie, man, that is a really good movie for the whole conversation of deconstructing and you're defining faith and things. There was some serious spiritual abuse happening in that movie because their view of God was so narrow. Okay. Grand reveal. My hair is on. Ow. Ha. On a whim, I decided to get out my earrings. And I'm not used to it, and I really hurt myself knocking that ring back. Okay, here we go. Aw. Wait, no zip. Huh. Come on, zip. Zip! Ta-da! It's got a little belt loop here. I really like this fabric. It's very sturdy. Do you like it? I have made so many stinking bags. Okay, really quick. I'll just show you how many bags I've made lately. Kind of ridiculous. I wish I could sell them. I wish I could get someone to sell them for me. I wish I could just make them go away, but I really like to keep my hands busy. Okay, here we go. Beautiful brown corduroy. This one's got 2 zips. That's an old one. Wow, it's like I pull this out and I'm like, oh, I didn't remember making that one. Then I do. I think I've got even more inside of here. Yep. Oh, that's an old one too. This one. This one. That's also, oh, well, this zipper in it's new, but the bag itself is old, so it doesn't count. And that's old. This one. This one. This is how many bags I've made in a not very long amount of time. Okay. Now I shall go. Bye. Thank you. Hugs. And nostrils of death.